Buenos dias, damas y caballeros. Once again, democracy, rule of law, and the government's present, the Marcos administration's present anti-graft campaign is in peril. The anti-graft campaign is under attack. The government's effort to make officials who abuse their powers either by stealing or killing 30,000 Filipinos through extrajudicial killing operations. Those kind of program and policy of the Marcos administration is under attack. And the attack seems to be coming from the Supreme Court. Again, after pinatay nila yung impeachment kay Sara Duterte, naglabas sila ng panibagong ruling ukol sa mga pag-aresto ng mga opisyales for crime against humanity or other criminal activities. Generally, kino-cover niya ang extradition, pero pwede rin siya mag-apply sa mga opisyales na inaaresto for various crimes na deemed to be crimes against humanity, for which they are charged in international court. So pwede rin ito mag-apply kay Pastor Apollo Kibuloy na wanted sa Amerika, wanted by the Federal Bureau of Investigation sa Amerika. Pero mostly, pwede ito mag-apply. Hindi lang natin alam, it will remain a question of law, kung pwede applicable ito retroactively sa kaso ni former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Pero, clearly, this will affect the future arrest orders to be issued by the International Criminal Court against Vice President Sara Duterte, who is one of the accused in the ICC. Senator Bato de la Rosa, Senator Bongo, and many others charged before the International Criminal Court. In effect, yung ruling ng Supreme Court tinatanggalan ng power ang Malacanang. Di ba noon parang all Malacanang had to do was ipakita na kina Duterte na meron nga talagang arrest warrant, meron na coordinate ang Interpol at meron arrest order ang International Police, and then represented ang International Police, and then pinakita sa lawyers ni Duterte. Sinubukan nila ihabol ito sa Supreme Court, pero hindi na nila nahabol. So yun, kaagad-agad dinala na si Duterte sa International Criminal Court. Later on, na question ito ng Duterte forces. Even during the time na inaaresto siya, kine-question na nila ito. Hindi lang nga nila nahabol sa deadline. But the following day, marami na rin sila nag-file ng mga kaso. So, in reaction to that, or in acting on those petitions, naglabas ng ruling ng Supreme Court na and signed by all justices, especially yung 15 justices appointed by former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. At ang tawag dito, after yung unbank ruling nila, ang tawag dito ay Rules on Extradition Proceedings. At itong issue ngayon ay hinahabol ng mga DDS dahil sabi nila applicable rin daw ito kay Duterte. Pero we will discuss that issue, that legal question later on. Dito muna tayo sa issue ng mga panibagong approved rules on extradition proceedings. Ha? At April pa ito 2025 na issuean ng Supreme Court, pero ngayon lang na ilabas. Siguro dahil may mga balita na arestuhin na si Bongo at si Bato de la Rosa. So this law will take effect on November 2025. So swak na swak. 'Di ba? Sabi ni Senator Trillanes, baka December to January maarestuhin si Bongo at Bato. So itong order na ito effectively shields Bongo and Bato, and later on Sara Duterte and other accused. It shields them from or binibigyan sila ito ng mahabang panahon. Siguro makakatakbo pa ito si Bato at Bongo sa next senatorial election kung mabagal ang korte. Kasi sabi dito, dadaan pa sa korte. Dadaan bilang regular case sa korte. Alam naman natin ang bagal-bagal ng mga kaso dito. Baka natigok na si Duterte sa ICC, hindi pa naaresto si Bongo, si Sara Bato de la Rosa, di ba pang co-accused nila. So sabi dito, primarily, yung mga kaso daw ng extradition, tulad yung kay Duterte, must be handled in the Philippines. Hindi daw ito executive function, kasi kung maalala natin sa arrest ni Duterte, Malacanang, talaga Malacanang lang talaga ang gumalaw. Kasi country to country action ito. Humingi ng tulong yung ICC sa Interpol, at ang Interpol naman of which we are members, International Police Organization, nag-coordinate rin sa courts naman through the Department of Justice and the PNP kay General Nicolas Torre noon. Pero dito sinasabi dadaan yung korte na that they coordinated with ay sa DOJ na under sa Office of the President, under sa Malacanang. Dito sinasabi kailangan pa rin kunin ng idaan sa mga local courts, not under the executive branch of government, but under the judicial branch of government, the judiciary, the Supreme Court. The judicial process must go through the courts. So mga bagong rules na mapapadelay talaga yung arrest order ay dapat meron, number 1, dapat meron filing of petition in court. So kumbaga pagtanggap ng arrest warrant, pag-coordinate sa atin ng Interpol by let's say December or January sa pag-aresto ni Bongo at Bato de la Rosa, kailangan embes pwede na sila dalhin doon in one day tulad yung nangyari kay Duterte, dapat Department of Justice must file a petition before the Regional Trial Court to start the extradition case. So the case cannot proceed without this filing. So nung kay Duterte, naipit pa sana yun kung nag-file pa ng kaso sa local court na hindi ginawa ng Malacanang. And I agree. Kasi yung mga ganong bagay dapat mabilis inaaksyonan. Hindi mabagal. Dito babagal talaga. Kung yung court na yan ay DDS court. So pwede nila pwede nila patulugin ang kaso for 5 years, 2 years, ganon. So During that time, pwede continue si Bongo at si Batot. They can continue to serve as senator, or kung umabot ng 2028, they can still run for office. Okay. At although ito ata si Bato, si Bongo kare-re-elect lang. And Bato, I believe. So, but they want, if they want to run for higher office, pwede. Okay. Dapat, number 2, dapat meron judicial warrant of arrest. So, ang court lang ang dapat mag-issue ng warrant of arrest. And only after finding probable cause. So, kung sabihin ng korte, walang basehan, walang probable cause, patay na extradition. Lusod na si Bato at Bongo at si Sara. So, arrest cannot be based solely on an executive request. So, hindi ito pwede magawa dahil lang ni-request ito ng Malacanang. At number 3, right to bail and counsel. So, pwede rin mag-post ng bail. At may right rin to a lawyer and may apply for bail. So, ang problema dito, pag nag-apply ng bail, pagkatapos tumakas na sa southern backdoor, sa Davao o Zamboanga City, and then pumunta ng China, wala na, beyond the reach of the law na. Kasi alam na niya, meron arrest warrant sa kanya. So kung may pagkakataon, tatakas na. And then number 4, meron pang turnover after final judgment. So yung tao na hinihingi ng let's say the ICC can only be surrendered to the requesting country after the court's decision becomes final and executory. At walang pending appeal or motion. What if dinala pa sa Court of Appeals at dinala pa sa Supreme Court? Aabot ito ng siyam-siyam. Baka kung dadaan sa ganitong proseso at kahit nalabas yung arrest warrant for Sara Duterte maybe 2026 next year, kung nakalabas yung arrest warrant 2026, baka makakatagbo pa siya sa 2028 kahit may arrest warrant siya, kasi on bail naman siya at on appeal siya sa Court of Appeals at Supreme Court. Alam naman natin gaano kabagal ang mga yan. Tingnan nyo, ito nga decision nila. Ngayon lang November pa applicable. Nag-8 months na tayo after the arrest of Duterte. So ganyan kabagal ang korte. So yun. At under Rule 6, Section 4, the rules apply to all pending extradition-related cases, including those involving provisional arrest or bail application. Yun. Yung mga application for arrest. So, yun nga, kasama nga. Ang mga kaso ng mga Dutertes, nila Sara at nila Bongo at Bato de la Rosa, pati na rin kay former President Duterte. Mga provision na ito emphasizes na only the Philippine court can authorize the arrest, detention, and surrender. So, di ba, ang Malacanang ang gumalaw, o ngayon only Philippine court can do that. Yun. Kaya yung mga DDS sa mga post nila, kine-question nila kung at tumingi sila na dapat applicable ito kay Duterte, at dapat daw i-declare na walang basehan yung pag-aresto kay Duterte dahil hindi sumunod itong mga provision. So yan naman ay question of law, pero ang mahalaga, ang importante dito, what is significant to us ay naglalagay ito ng mga roadblocks, naglalagay ito ng mga harang para hindi ka agad-agad maaresto si Bongo Bato. So sayang pala, ha? Kwanta man tayo, very na-excite tayo doon sa mga balita na mailabas na yung arrest warrant sa November or January. Yung pala wala. Ang gagawin lang nila Bato nila Bongo, magpo-post bail, out on bail sila. Pwede pa rin sila mag-serve bilang senador at habang gumagalaw itong kaso from the regional trial court or metropolitan trial court, and then pwede nila i-appeal pa kung may probable cause nakita ang korte, pwede pa i-appeal sa Court of Appeals or the Supreme Court. Kasi hindi naman dito sa nakita natin mga balita dito, hindi naman sinabi klaro kung yung appeal ba sa local court or sa Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court. So in any which case, hindi na magiging pareho sa sitwasyon ni Duterte at na kaagad-agad in one day na aresto na si Duterte. Within one day, inaresto siya sa midday and then flown out of the country na siya by evening time. Dito hindi. Kahit mailabas ba yung arrest warrant December or January kay Bongo or Bato, months pa bibilangin natin or years bago matatuluyan na itong what if naging by miracle or by by smart magic or electoral fraud, nanalo si Sara bilang presidente, and then pending yung kaso nila Bongo at Bato, di wala, na yan, i-dismiss na yan for lack of probable cause at sabihin hindi sila pwede arrestuin, and that can apply to other accused, sila Royina Garma, sila Vitaliano Aguirre, former Justice Vitaliano Aguirre. So wala na. Kaya that's why we're saying this is a big blow to the efforts of the Marcos government and the will of the Filipino people para panagutin yung mga guilty sa pagpatay ng 30,000 katao. So this is a sad day for democracy. Please share this vlog. Dapat i-oppose natin ito kahit online lang. Let us tell the Supreme Court this decision is not acceptable to us because this decision effectively shields the remaining Dutertes, Sara and his allies, Bongo, Bato, Vitaliano Aguirre, at then the other accused, Pantaleon Alvarez. So lahat sila lusot dahil dito. It looks like ang mabubulog lang talaga sa kulungan ay si former President Duterte dahil wala pang ruling na ganito ang Supreme Court. So what a sad day for democracy and the rule of law. So thank you very much for joining me in this pre-recorded vlog. Thank you for making the Vlogcaster channel part of your day, and see you in my next vlog.